Hi, Quazzers. Guess what?
We finally, I've managed to talk Lauren into it, are doing a live show.
It is Sunday, July 5th at 4 p.m. You can come, you can have tea, and you can get home for an early dinner and bed.
Or you can come for an early glass of wine and just hang out with us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. We're going to do the podcast. We're going to hear from you guys. You're going to be a part of the show, and we are so excited for it.
Tickets are in the link below. Just click and get them while you can.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 40ish. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon. This is the podcast where we tackle the chaos of 40-something life every week, diving into midlife, the news, your stories, your dilemmas, and of course, our own midlife mess.
Don't forget, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts for early access and ad-free listening across this show and Self-Care Club. It costs you $4.99 a month. So come over there. We would love to have your support.
We would.
And if you've got something to share, big or small, we want to hear it. So please email us, hello@40ish.co.uk. And the last and final piece of housekeeping, please, can you make sure you are subscribed and are following the show? It's apparently really important. And if you've got somebody who would love this show, but they don't know about it, please spread the word. We need your help to grow 40ish and take it to as many ears as possible.
I have got to go straight in to your most 40ish moment. Excuse me, it says here, Hogman. And I know exactly who you mean when you say Hogman. You're talking about the man who hogs the 4 kilogram weights. We are now friends.
We're friends.
Shut up.
Yep.
What?
We're friends.
No.
For context, for people that don't know who I'm talking about, I have said it many times on this show that there is a guy in the gym. He always seems to be using what I want. Always. But we are of very different builds. So I always find it interesting that he is always lifting what I'm lifting because he's much bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he holds the weights and he has them for like the whole hour.
He hogs them, which is why his name is Hogman.
His name is Hogman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually found out his name today, but I'm not going to say it
No.
on the show.
Now you're friends.
Now, well, we're sort of friends. We're sort of friends because I made a joke a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I can only use the 4 kg at the moment
know.
because I'm still post-op. And he had, and as I walked in, guess who had the bloody 4 kg? Hogman had the 4 kg. And I thought, it's just so ironic. What the fuck are you doing with the 4? You can't even do a lateral raise with the 4 kg, and nor should you be. You are. It's no one's business to be unless you are rehabbing. You don't look like you are rehabbing. Like, what are you? So I went up and I said, "Have you got the 4 kg? Can I? How long are you going to be?" He goes, "Well," I said, "Look, I can only use the 4 kg. I am post-op. That is all." He goes, "But there's other weights over there." I said, "I know, but why is it that you and I seem to always have and need the same thing? I find it really weird because we don't look the same."
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's that about?
What did he say?
And he was like, "Well, you know, it's not about how much you lift. It's about form." And I'm like, "I know, but your form is fine with a 6 kg, I'm sure." Anyway, we had a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you want me to go and see if there's 4 kgs over there?" I was like, "No, I want the 4 kg here." Anyway, so that broke the ice.
Right.
And then a couple of mornings, I've smiled at him and he's smiled back at me. And now we have contact.
Maybe he'll start sharing with you.
Anyway, this morning,
Yeah.
he was on the Smith machine when I walked in.
The what?
The Smith.
What's that?
It's just a piece of machinery in the gym.
Why is it called Smith?
I have no idea.
Like Smith Jared from Sex and the
I
City.
don't know why it is called that, but it is.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so he was on it.
Yeah.
There's only one Smith machine in most gyms, so he was on it, and I just thought, oh, I'm never going to get on that, am I? So I went over, and I sort of looked around, and there were no dumbbells, and he's like, "What do you need? What do you need? What do you need?" I said, "Well, nothing's here. There's not even a bench free." He's like, "I know, it's so busy," and I just thought, just get up. Anyway. So I went and then I came back and he was still, guess where he was?
On
Still
the
on the Smith machine with the 4 kgs. So I said to him, "How long are you going to be?" He goes, "I've got one more set." He said, "But the guy over there has already asked if he can have it after me." I said, "Oh, there's like a booking system now." He's like, "I would have saved it for you had you have asked." He's like, "What else do you want? What else do you want?" And I'm like, I want those that you've got." Anyway, we had a whole chat. And he's like, "You know, I am the gym helper. I'm here to help you." And I
Really?
thought, if you were here to help me, you'd stop fucking hogging everything.
But now you know his name.
I think so.
And presumably he knows yours.
Because there's somebody, one of my friends, she listens to the show.
Right.
And I said to her, you know, the guy that I talk about who hogs the weight? She's like, yeah. I said, he's in this gym. She goes, oh, which one is he?
Yeah.
And I pointed him out.
Yeah.
She said, you know, I'm not surprised.
Oh.
I said, really? She goes, I am not surprised. He's always here. And he's always on the same things. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
So we're now friends.
Well,
and
I'm interested to see how this develops
and I
over
wonder
the coming months.
if the gym helper, he calls himself.
Gym helper.
And I'm wondering, like, will it ever get to the point where we are on such good terms that I could tell him that he has become a big part of my podcast?
I believe that day will come.
But can you imagine, like, if someone says, oh, you know that girl, she's got a podcast. And he goes, oh, really, has she? Maybe I'll listen to it.
And then he
he's
hears
like,
himself in
I mean,
it.
it's possible, isn't it?
Very possible. And then it'll be really embarrassing for you, yeah.
But do you think I don't know if he's got any self-awareness. So I don't think
I don't know. I've never met him.
He's
So
got
it'd be
no
hard to
idea that
say.
he hogs the weights as much as he does. So I don't think there's any way that he would know that it was him.
Who knows? Time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah, so that's not my 40ish thing, but
Okay.
it's just, I just
Right.
wanted to update everybody.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Hogman is actually quite friendly.
Okay, good. Good
He now
to
just
know.
needs to drop the weights
Yeah.
and let someone else have them.
Okay. Sharing.
What's your most 40ish thing?
I just woke up on Saturday morning and Ollie was like, "You look a bit weird. You look a bit funny around the eyes. Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "I no, actually don't feel amazing. I feel a bit spacey and a bit tired." And he's like, "Have you eaten breakfast?" I was like, "No, but I'm not hungry. I just feel a bit weird." And then we walked the dog, and I was like, "Oh, I drank half a bottle of champagne last night.
Oh,
I
dear.
I think I'm hungover." And
But
it
how
had
can you not
totally
know?
bypassed me.
But how can it not know?
Because I didn't have a headache and I hadn't felt drunk and it just wasn't very obvious. But then I was like, oh, I'm 48. I can't drink half a bottle of champagne without
feeling shit.
feeling something the next day. And then it kind of struck me like I have to remember
Champagne
I'm
is the
40-ish.
worst.
But I can't tell you how quickly that bottle went down. It was just two of us and it was empty within an hour of opening.
Who are you with?
My friend. I don't know how, why we
That's okay.
drank so fast.
That's okay.
It was great. It was
was lovely.
perfectly okay.
But champagne is the worst for a hangover. Sometimes it happens so quickly with me that when whilst I'm drinking it, I'm hungover. I don't touch champagne anymore. Champagne is long gone.
I mean, I'm okay with it. But I just found it really funny that I had not sandwiched the two things together at all.
Well, you had.
Well, it took me most of the morning till about lunchtime to figure out why I was feeling like that. But anyway, yeah, I felt very in my 40s in that moment. You
Well, I
know?
fixed my tumble dryer.
Oh, well done. Did
Yeah,
you use
yours is much
YouTube?
more glamorous. I didn't.
Oh, what did you use?
I used my common sense
What was it?
because I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
Because no one gives a fuck about what the
Well,
problem was with
You
my
can
tumble
tell me
dryer.
later, though.
I'll tell you later. But I fixed it all on my own.
Well
I
done.
ordered the part that it needed.
What?
I knew what part it needed and I ordered it on Amazon. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it runs like a dream.
I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah, so am I.
But did you have to use screwdrivers and stuff?
Nope. And you know, because I would have got a mealy engineer over and he would have said, oh, I've got to order a part.
Yeah.
And he'd be, oh, I won't be here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, well,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
don't have Prime.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have Prime. He has to go
Because
through like the
sometimes it comes by
manufacturer.
10 p.m. that
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah.
You know, I would have had to have
Wow.
waited 3 weeks without a working tumble dryer, wouldn't I? Because he wouldn't have had the part.
Well done.
I got the part. I got the part.
Good.
Thanks.
That's really
I'm so happy with myself. Every time I see
you
it whirring
should be happy with
around
yourself.
and just working itself on
Yeah.
the extra dry program and it not beeping at me and telling me that it's stopping. It just
it's
goes.
the beeping. It's the being told off by your own appliances. I don't appreciate
Yeah, I
that,
don't. You know what? I don't either.
Yeah. We had some feedback. It's from B. She just says B, the letter B. It's a little lengthy, so we've only got time for one bit of feedback today.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Hi, ladies. Hope you're both well. I've listened to 40ish from the start, and before then, I was a self-care clubber. I hope you don't mind me saying, but 40ish is definitely my tribe. Well, you're welcome here.
Oh.
I'm in my mid-40s, and after this week's show, I wanted to share my experience. The part where you were discussing the lady in the hair salon particularly resonated with me. This was when she, the lady that I saw in the... Oh, no. This was the question about the lady who had dumped her friend who was a hairdresser, and now she wasn't speaking to her anymore, and she was worried that she'd upset her by kind of doing it by WhatsApp. Especially when you said, where are her tribe? That was me, and you were my tribe. I was going through a lot of similar perimenopause symptoms that Nicole was raising when she shared her journey. Listening to her crazy on the podcast just made me feel so seen.
Oh my God.
And compelled to go to the doctor.
Hold on, when was I crazy on the podcast?
I don't know. That's for her to answer.
I need to know that.
I am very fortunate though, and this is the important part that I wanted to share. We hear a lot of bad stories about the NHS and GPs, and I was so worried about going because I didn't want them to tell me I needed antidepressants or that I needed to lose weight. My mental health was in the toilet. I was becoming withdrawn, damaging relationships and my home life. I was frustrated, angry, overwhelmed, lacked motivation, zero desire for my husband, and couldn't sleep. And my kitchen worktop had a chip in it from when I slammed down a utensil in a fit of rage.
Oh, God,
however,
this woman is my tribe.
I eventually got my act together and called my GP. After one phone call, she prescribed HRT, and I still have a monthly check-in with her. Estradiol has been life-changing, although I'm still on the journey and have continuous support. There was no conversation about being overweight or antidepressants other than just continuing to monitor your symptoms, and if we need to, we can see if there's other support to give. Although a good experience like mine isn't guaranteed, the fear of a bad one should not put anyone off from approaching their GP. And if you do have a bad experience, continue to advocate for yourself.
Yes.
Speak to other women. Look at changing doctors. I fear my friends think I am now a stuck record.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm a beat older than them. I'm going through this journey first, and I just want to make sure I'm being honest about what I'm going through to make it less scary for anyone who will listen to me.
Yeah.
For many women, you are their tribe. So please keep fighting the good fight. Stay honest but upfront, and keep telling us to get our act together. Take care of yourselves, B.
Thank you, B. Thank you so much for taking the time to write that lovely email. We really, really appreciate it. And I know what she means about being a stuck record, because a few of my friends, they don't want to take HRT for a number of reasons. And so every time they give me a symptom of, oh, I'm not sleeping, or I just feel a bit low, or my anxiety is through the roof today and I really don't know why. And it's all a bit of a mystery to them. And I keep saying, look, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's the menopause. And now they get it, and now they hear it. But it's taken a long time for us to have that open dialogue and that open conversation without them sort of getting fed up with me talking about it. And I respect their decision, and all I'm ever trying to do is educate them and help them and support them so that they know where it's coming from and why they feel that way. What they choose to do with it is up to them. Yeah. Most midlife women with menopause symptoms don't seek care. New research. More than 80% of women with menopause symptoms do not seek medical help despite the impact on daily life, according to new research. The study surveyed nearly 5,000 women aged 45 to 60, finding that more than 3/4 had experienced symptoms affecting work productivity and overall well-being. Conducted by the Mayo Clinic, the research found that menopause symptoms remained underdiagnosed, undertreated, and inadequately addressed within the healthcare system despite the availability of effective treatments. The researchers said menopause is universal for women at midlife. The symptoms are common and disruptive, and yet few women are receiving care that could help them. This gap has real consequences for women's health and quality of life, and it's time we address it more proactively. More than 1/3, that's 34%, the survey respondents reported moderate to very severe symptoms. Only about 1 in 4 women were receiving treatment at the time of the survey, while some preferred to manage symptoms independently. Others said they were too busy or unaware that effective treatments existed.
You see, this is the thing. You do feel a bit like a broken record, and you do feel like you're banging the drum and everyone's a bit sick of hearing about it. But then you hear that all these women say they're unaware that effective treatments exist.
Yeah.
So they're suffering, their work is suffering, their life is suffering, and they actually don't know that they could do something and take something to be able to help themselves.
I know.
Now, I know that sounds crazy. And I know if you're listening, you're like, oh my God, will they ever shut up about this? But women still don't know.
I know.
Even though it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
No one, not one woman, can just bypass this or miss this or not have it happen to them. It happens to 100% of us.
I know. It's really crazy.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
I spoke to somebody, I'm going back a couple of years now, and I was in the thick of everything. And she was 52 at the time. And I said to her, I asked her, are you on HRT? And she's like, no. And I said, why not? She goes, because I don't want to take it. I said, but do you know about it? She goes, oh my God, I feel like I'm being inundated. That's too much. She goes, don't you think it's just too much? We need to shut up about it now. And I didn't really know her, but I was really taken aback by that response because it's, well, for all the reasons that we say every week on this show, but it's like, well, no, I don't think we should shut up about it. Also, why aren't you on HRT? Let's discuss that. I would like to hear your reasons. Is it because that is an absolutely active, informed, educated choice? Or is it because you just can't be bothered? Or is it because you just don't know any better? Like what is making that decision for you? Because I'm really curious to know. And if it is because you don't have the information, but yet you're being inundated with information, then that the wrong information is getting to you in the wrong way. Like, how do you get the right information to the right people?
But I also wonder if it's one of those things, like if I was hearing all of this at 40, I think I would have been a bit fed up with it.
She wasn't 40, she was 52.
No, but she was in it. But I'm saying before I was in it.
Oh, I would be so, but would it be in your face at 40? That's what I wonder. Because it wasn't in my face at 40.
It wasn't, but I was still kind of aware of a conversation that was happening.
I wasn't.
But I wasn't really involved with it.
I wasn't.
You weren't?
No, not when I was 40, no. But 9 years ago, the conversation versus what it is now is very different. Or is that because we're in the space so much now?
No, I think even 5 years ago it was different.
Do you remember when I first started going through it and I said to you, I've bought Davina's book?
Yes, I do.
What was it called? The Menopause? Menopausing.
Yeah.
And that was my first sort of brush with the menopause, thinking, oh, I think I need to figure out what's going on here. And I read it and I was like, I was phoning you every 5 seconds, like, you're not going to believe this. Oh my God. And I was like snapshotting pages and sending it to you. Like I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
The stuff I didn't know.
I bought this little book, tiny little book called Preparing for the Perimenopause.
Yeah.
And I read it all and then Ollie found it in the kitchen. He was like, what is this? I'm like, I'm preparing.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Like if you're expecting a baby, you would read some books.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go through this big life change, I want to prepare.
Yeah. But I hope that 40-year-olds now are so much more in the know.
I think so. I hope so. But according to this survey, they are not.
Yeah.
Just before we dive into your dilemmas, a quick disclaimer. We're not doctors or healthcare professionals. If there's an issue you are seriously struggling with, please contact a qualified expert.
Hi, Lauren and Nicole. I was wondering if you could help me with my dilemma. My husband fell out with a close family member a few years ago, and although they superficially made up, he no longer wants anything to do with her. He is also keeping the rest of his family at a distance as they provided this family member with more support than him, and I think he was very hurt by the whole thing. My dilemma is that I miss his family. We were once close and would have regular barbecues and gatherings. Also, one of them now has a heated swimming pool, and I feel like we are missing out on all the swimming pool fun because he is avoiding them. My dilemma is whether I should continue to support my husband and accept we will never be close with his family again, or ignore his wishes and spend time with them. I can't really talk to him about this because he shuts down, and I think that's his way of coping, badly, in inverted commas, with feelings of anger and rejection. What would you advise? Thank you, AG.
I really thought about this question over the weekend. I really gave it some thought about what I thought she should do. And I feel like we don't know what this row was about or whatever was going on there, but he obviously felt really unsupported
and hurt
by his family, right?
Yeah.
So him just distancing himself from them is his self-protection, right? That's what he's doing to feel better about himself. But also she's now lost
a community.
These people who she obviously enjoys spending time with and hanging out with. So that's really hard. But I do think that staying in the anger that he's in is probably an easier feeling to deal with than the
Forgiveness.
hurt. Yeah. And easier to just be angry and just keep them shut out than kind of talk about the fact that he's very hurt by it. Do you know what I mean? That was my first thought. And then I thought, what should she say to him? And I think she should say something like, I'm struggling with not seeing your family. I'm struggling with the loss of your family in my life because they were important to me, and make it about you and your feelings and not about him. You're being selfish. You're being unforgiving.
Oh,
you're
no, you can't.
right,
No,
that.
no.
And also, you don't need anyone's permission to be in contact with anyone else. But I also
I don't know.
don't think you should do
I don't
anything
know.
behind his back,
No,
right?
no.
I think you need to support him and also help him to understand that you've lost something in this process. That's my general feeling around it.
Yeah, I think that's very solid. I mean, if Ollie or if Adam was to do that to you, to me,
Yeah.
like, how would I feel if I'd had a massive row and falling out with my family, and then Adam decided to
Go
behind
and
my
use
back,
the swimming pool.
to go to a barbecue.
The swimming pool is a bit of a red herring in all of this, by the way.
What she's saying is that they're all together and they're having fun and they're enjoying each other, and she feels left out and she feels like she can't do that anymore, and that is a big loss to her.
I get it.
She's lost her community there. So I understand that, but doing that behind his back would be absolute,
no way.
It's a betrayal.
I mean, if Adam was going around for the barbecue and the swim, and you were not speaking to any of your family, and he was around there having a good time,
get past that.
No, I think that's.
But
that's
I don't
not
think
okay.
she's going to. I
No.
think she just wants to know, like, how do I cope with my loss and help support him through his. And is this just a period of time, and maybe the hurt will subside? Maybe he needs to go and speak to somebody about it so that he can find his way through it, and maybe find a way to forgiveness. Not to forgive what they did, but forgiveness is always for yourself. It's not for the other person. It doesn't condone what the other person has done to you. That's not really what forgiveness is. But when you're angry, it feels impossible. It's like, well, I'm not forgiving you. I'm not letting you get away with it. You know, there's that narrative around it. But actually, forgiveness is so that you can have some peace in your heart. Like, I forgive what you did, and that makes me feel better, so that I can sleep at night, I can rest, and I can be around my family again, because I'm sure there's certain family members that he would like to have a relationship with. He sounds very hurt and angry and betrayed.
Yes.
And I think that is the piece that needs some support.
Yeah.
And perhaps she is not equipped to deal with that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many conversations you two have had about it. Maybe you need to have more and just listen.
If I fell out with my whole family, I could not. I would not, could not be with that. I just couldn't. Could you? Like, you'd had a massive falling out with your mum.
No, I would be devastated.
I wouldn't be able to rest. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like, it would affect every part of my being.
No, I would want to find the peace and the solution and the way through it.
Have to.
But I think maybe he doesn't feel like that. He just feels like, no, he's angry. He's cut himself off. That's how he's coping with it.
But is he coping with it?
I think everyone does things in their own ways.
Yeah.
But I can see it from both angles. But I don't think there's a situation here where you can be going around being mates with them all when he's feeling the way that he's feeling.
Oh, not if you want to keep your marriage intact.
But I also
Absolutely
have empathy that you've lost his family as your community. You know, I have empathy for that as well.
I do too. It's like, these things are so devastating. They have such collateral damage, don't they? I would really advise to maybe go to some couples counselling and figure it out.
Yeah, maybe. Oh no,
I think these things get they're so complicated, and they're so murky, and there's so many feelings and emotions involved that it's very hard to cut through all of that and see whose is what.
Well, she says he doesn't want to talk about it. He shuts down.
But that's why.
Yeah, I would say keep all the conversations about how you're feeling, and then hopefully he might open up a little bit if he's not feeling kind of put in a corner about it.
Your meltdown looks fantastic, and I am desperate to jump into this.
Okay. My meltdown is Stephen Bartlett.
Is it about the 3 glasses of wine?
Yes, it is.
And not being fully optimized?
Yes, it is.
And how it ruined 3 days of his life?
It's precisely about that. Let me just quote to you what he said, right?
Oh, I know what he said. It has been all over. I mean, you'd have to live under a rock to not know this story.
He ruined, in inverted commas, 3 days of his life after drinking a few glasses of wine. He's given up booze. He indulged once and then unfurled a litany of horrific knock-on effects. I got worse sleep that night. Then because I got worse sleep, I ate more poorly the next day because my dopamine system or whatever, the cortisol system, was all messed up. I didn't go to the gym that day or the day after because I felt bad. Then I slept worse. And then the worst bit, I podcasted worse. Is podcasted an adverb now? A verb? Is that a thing? I podcasted worse.
Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to say, so I did the half bottle of champagne. That was on Friday. Last night I was at a very big party and I drank. Yes, I drank and I danced and I had fun and I laughed and I was with all my family and my feet hurt from the dancing and I've got a random bruise on my hand from a big bangle clunking against me and it was sweaty and hot and I danced with my kids and I had the best fun. And am I fully optimized today? Probably not. But also, fuck off, Stephen Bartlett. You're such a cockwomble. Like, what is his problem? This man, has he ever had the flu, made a packed lunch, sent a kid on a school trip, had to go to work, worried if the school uniforms are dry, worried about what's in the fridge for dinner? Has he finished the... No, this guy, he's not married, he has no children, he only has to think about himself. Just fuck off. It's so... There's something so desperately sad and tragically boring about self-optimizing every fucking second of your life. That is my rant. You know the guy who takes the platelets from his own son and injects them into his body so that he can stay young forever? Do you know that guy?
No.
He's like the self-optimizing king of the world. He also, I'm not joking and I haven't made this up, measures his penis during the night and the morning to see if it's still doing things at night to check his optimization. These people are not living life. They're not living. They're looking at their Oura ring to check if everything's optimized. Life isn't about self-optimization. It's about living.
Is to them. Well, it is to them.
But that's not living.
In your opinion.
It's not living.
Why?
Because it's pathetic. It's perfect. There's no joy. It is the most joyless existence.
Not to you.
Where's the joy in tracking your life? Where's the joy?
But if that brings someone happiness and joy, knowing about the data of how their body works, then what's the problem?
Tell me if that's bringing him happiness.
I don't know him.
It can't be.
Why is it winding you up? Why is it winding you up so much?
Because I find it so nose-gazingly, self-obsessively, narcissistically dull. And no one's life is ruined from a few glasses of wine. No one's. He's not an alcoholic.
By the way, he's been completely trolled for this.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
And I have been saying for years that guy has been drinking his own Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
for
you
much too long.
You have.
And now it's like everyone else noticed. I noticed a really long time ago. This is not a man that I am learning things from.
I mean, I haven't listened to his podcast in so long because it's just all the same bollocks. It's all the same clickbait shit.
Yes.
And it scares you. They're lying to you about blah, blah, blah. Or did you know that if you walk outside, you're going to get cancer?
Yes.
Or did you know that, or you were wrong about nature? It's scaremongering.
Yep.
The constant scaremongering.
Yep.
And actually, he's got something like 12 million subscribers on YouTube. He has got the most enormous platform on every platform, and he has such a responsibility. I would hate to have that level of following because you have got so much on your shoulders, and I'm not sure he's very responsible with it.
I agree. And I also don't think that he has really lived a life yet. He's very young.
He's very, very young. And there's been some amazing, like, self-optimize, don't self-optimize. I couldn't give a fuck. It doesn't rile me up. It doesn't make me want to rant because I don't care. And actually, I just find it interesting how people do want to like bring out the very best in themselves and all of that. Yes, has it gone to an extreme level? Sure. I don't want to live like that. It's obsessive to me and I don't have time. But he also, you're right, he only has to worry about himself. And there are so many posts from like these working mums who have their startups or are starting their own business and they're like saying things like, have you ever changed a nappy whilst you're on a work call, whilst you're working to a deadline, and then you've got to do the 3 p.m. pickup and you've still got to do the work call once the toddler's in the back seat and they're crying because they want a snack? Like, no.
And you're breastfeeding through the night.
Yeah.
Like, we're not fucking self-optimizing. We're just living. We're just like,
well, we're
being.
surviving and getting through and and helping a lot of other people that we're supporting get through the day too.
Yeah, but we can all of us, if we wish to, and we don't have a problem with alcohol, have a couple of glasses of wine and actually get on with life. Like, it's okay.
But I think that this is like kind of the point of...
It's the tipping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where everyone's, oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're like, as you said it so beautifully, you are drinking your own Kool-Aid now.
It's enough.
It's ridiculous.
It's enough.
Now, by the way, if I have 3 glasses of wine, I do feel shit for the next 2 days. You know I do.
But you're 49. He's like 29.
Well, I think he's like 33 or something. But regardless, I will still have it. I don't say it ruins my life, but I also know I'm just going to feel a bit shit for a few days. But why is that ruining his life?
That's what I'm saying. And my life is not ruined today. I'm probably not at 100%, but I'm totally functioning on every cylinder today. And I enjoyed myself.
Good.
And that adds to my life.
But the thing is that if this self-optimization is something that he enjoys and that brings him joy, that's fine. Who
I
gives
don't
a
think
shit?
it does. I don't think he enjoys it. I don't think enjoy is the word because it's not an enjoyable experience to look at your life like that.
For you.
For who? For who?
You.
For no one.
For you.
It's not living.
No.
It's not living.
I'm sorry. You can't comprehend it because it's not living to you. I'm not saying I want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. But
you couldn't because you have other shit to do.
I do have other shit to do. But also, if that's how he wants to live and he says that he enjoys that, and especially as this platelet guy, if that's something that they enjoy, then who are we to say whether that's joy or not? That's up to them.
I still think he's a cockwomble and I stand by it. I stand by it.
I had a day on Saturday where I was so anxious and so overwhelmed. Or was it Friday? I can't remember. I was on the phone to you and I was walking the dog and I bumped into my friend Hayley.
Friday.
Was it Friday? I was not okay. Anyway, so I was like, I've got to go. Hayley's here. And you're like, oh, all right. Good luck, Hayley. So, and I saw Hayley and she's like, are you all right? Everything all right? Where are we at today? Like she was taking the piss. I said, I'll tell you exactly where I'm at today. I nearly burst into tears at the Royal Mail hub where you send a package back because the printer wasn't working. That's where I'm at today.
Okay.
I literally, because you know what it takes for me to send a fucking package back.
Packages are a bit of a thing for you. You're not a package sender backer.
I am.
No, you hate it.
I hate it.
Yeah, you hate it.
Every time I send one back, it's like, oh, good big fat tick for me. And so when I was stood there and there's this Royal Mail like locker thing right by the park where I walk the dog and it wasn't printing, so I have to, it's just like, oh, it was that.
There is no listener meltdown this week.
Okay. Well, we're going to go maybe drink some Zen
Adaptogenic coffee.
Yeah. We will be back on next week.
Yes, we will.
Have a good weekend, everybody, and make sure you keep sending all of your stuff in to us. Hello@40ish.co.uk.